But yeah, I can, absolutely. And now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats. We invite you to sing along with our own broadcaster and YD Red Sox intern, Dana Gray, as he sings our national
anthem. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Dana Gray, ladies and gentlemen.
It's the top team in the East facing the bottom of the pack. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Red Wilson Field here in South Yarmouth, Massachusetts, as the YD Red Sox host the Brewster Whitecaps. Brandon Pelter here. Dana Gray, who just sang the national anthem, will be joining us in just a few minutes. And YD at 16-8-4, 36 points to lead. The East faces the Brewster Whitecaps at 7-19-3. 17 points. Now, you'd think naturally that YD has the advantage in this series, but here, coming into the fifth meeting, it's been split, and it's been some Whitecaps. 1-1-2, the record for both of these teams, a win, a loss, and two ties, one here and one at Stony Brook Field up in Brewster, Massachusetts. But today, fifth game of the series out of 6 in total, as we're here in game number 29 of the season for the YD Red Sox. For the visiting Brewster Whitecaps, here's their lineup. Leading things off in right field, it's Dom Cam Zone. Batting second is Cam Eden, the third baseman. At first base, Jesse Franklin bats third, and batting fourth, it's the second baseman, Connor Grammis. Joe Donovan is the catcher batting fifth, and batting sixth is the left fielder, Brandon Martirano, while the center fielder, Justin Ammons, bats seventh. Brandon Wolf, the DH, bats eighth, and rounding out the Whitecaps lineup, it's the shortstop, Ike Freeman, and the Whitecaps will face Carl Kaufman yet again on the bump for the Red Sox. Kaufman just recently pitched against Brewster, and he got beat up bad. That in his last start, only lasting 2/3 of an inning, giving up 5 runs and 4 hits. YD came back and ended the game in a 6-6 tie.
It was a good response from that offense to pick up Kaufman, and now he gets kind of a second wind at this Brewster lineup. Chance for some payback.
Start number 5 for the right-hander Kaufman out of Michigan. He winds in the first pitch. Breaking ball clips the outside corner. Dom Cam Zone hitting .348 to lead the way for this Whitecaps offense. Wind blowing toward the left field line. The 0-1. Fouled back to the fence behind the plate, and quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Already a different look here from Kaufman in his second start against the Whitecaps this season. The Wolverine first base side of the rubber into the wind. 0-2. Sails up and away and past Patrick Bailey, catching today for the Red Sox. Bailey, the newest YD Red Sox into the lineup, making his third appearance. In the outfield from left to right, it's Reese Albert. Zach Ashford is in center and Johnny DeLuca in right. The 1-2. Swung on, and on one hop to the second baseman, David Hamilton. Easy play over to first, and he makes it in time. The Red Sox infield, it's Luke Waddell at third base. Christian Koss is the shortstop. David Hamilton has found a home at second base, and Andrew Dashbach is at first. And again, we mentioned Patrick Bailey doing the catching duties tonight for the Red Sox. It's Cam Eden stepping in next. Eden, a reserve for the All-Star game. Those players announced earlier today. The first pitch squares around and misses upstairs for a ball. Eden pulled back on the bunt attempt. So far hitting .278 this season for Brewster. Pick out of the third base side dugout to ask if he either fouled that ball off or attempted to bunt. Sam Finn, the home plate umpire, will collect Nick Zabelli from first and Doug Isham from third to have a conversation whether there was a swing, whether it was a foul ball, what the case was. Patrick Bailey, Whitey's catcher, just kind of shrugged his shoulders as if to say, I don't know.
It looks like they're going to keep it as a ball. Just went off the mitt of Bailey a bit funny, which gives off that image that maybe he got a piece of it.
So 1-0 the count, 1 out top of the first on a beautiful Saturday evening in South Yarmouth. The 1-0. Bus inside on Eden, jackknifes out of the way, and 2-0. No score here, top of the first inning. Brandon Pelter with Dana Gray. Hey, good job today, Dana.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
The
nerves were there, but got through it.
Do they ever go away, though?
Not entirely.
Well, that means that I think you're doing something right. The 2-0. Swung on and missed, and it's 2-1. I think it was Alex Rodriguez that said there are always going to be nerves, no matter how good you are.
Nice to see the mic work this time. That definitely brought a little bit extra.
I was going to mention the last outing had some difficulties with the transmitter. 2-1. Swung on and a slow grounder to the third base side. Waddell fields next to the bag and fires across the diamond in time for out number 2.
And already just these first two batters for the Whitecaps, completely different than that outing back at Stony Brook Field. And even for Kaufman in that first inning, it wasn't even really a lot of power hitting, just some bad bounces, a couple ground balls that weren't picked up, infield singles. Great to see him just get these first two inducing ground balls and fielded cleanly.
That brings up the three-man Jesse Franklin. Franklin, the lefty, out of Michigan. First pitch swinging, fouls it off the end of the bat near the YD dugout on the third base side. So far, Freeman hitting .308. Franklin, rather, hitting .308. Kaufman works from the wind, 0-1. Misses up and away. YD's won 2 straight, including last night, what turned into a bit of a nail-biter, 4-2 over the Commodores. The 1-1. Misses low and away, 2 balls and a strike.
Well, we've just kind of come to assume whenever Ryan Nelson comes into a ball game, it's just over. But he did run into a bit of trouble there in that 9th inning. Put 2 guys on.
Kaufman winds the 2-1. Breaking ball, busting inside, called a strike. Two from Kaufman, up and away and behind 3 balls and 2 strikes on the three-man Franklin with 2 outs in the away half of the first.
Like to see him come back with that curveball here, maybe buried it in the dirt and see if Franklin will chase it as opposed to challenging him with the fastball.
Payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. It was that breaking ball sweeping inside, and Kaufman gets the job done, retires the side in order. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. No score. Red Sox coming to bat in the home half of the first. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. No score as we head to the home half of the first. The Red Sox to plate for the first time this evening. Leading things off, it's the center fielder, Zach Ashford. Johnny DeLuca, the right fielder, bats second. Batting third, it's Andrew Dashbach over at first base, and the left fielder, Reese Albert, bats fourth. Batting fifth, it's Noah Campbell, the designated hitter. And batting sixth, the shortstop, is Christian Koss. The catcher is Patrick Bailey batting seventh, and David Hamilton mans second base batting eighth, while batting ninth, at third base, it's Luke Waddell. Connor Manis, making his first start of the season third appearance, is facing the Red Sox here tonight.
And his first appearance since going away for a while back with the Northwoods League. He pitched here just a little bit with the Whitecaps and was released. Now back all the way from the Midwest, toeing the rubber for the Whitecaps, an ERA at 0.00 through those two appearances, just 4 innings.
The Red Sox with 9 All-Stars leading the Cape League. First pitch to Ashford is swung on and grounded through the hole on the right side and into right field. A squib single gets the job done, and the Red Sox with a man aboard to start the first.
I can't think of a more Zach Ashford at bat than that right there. Just sitting on the first pitch. Fastball, nothing crazy. Finds the opening on the right side of the infield. I feel like we've seen that hit alone to begin a ball game at least 5 or 6 times.
Red hot Johnny DeLuca due up next. DeLuca, the switch hitter, batting from the right side, hitting .338 for YD. Manis, the righty, working from the stretch. Kicks with the first pitch. Breaking ball. Catches the knees down the heart of the plate. Called a strike. Ashford off of first. Manis sets 0-1. Fastball misses out.
DeLuca, one of those guys that's really come out on a tear. Wouldn't have pegged him as an all-star maybe 3 weeks ago, but now it's no surprise at all to find him in that roster.
Almost hits you like David Hamilton as the 1-1 is swung on off the end of the bat, lifted to left center field, ranging over Ammons, and he'll make the catch for the first out. But kind of reminds you of David Hamilton, who right now for YD is hitting only 171, but the swing is getting better every single day. Mm-hmm. We saw that happen with Johnny DeLuca.
We certainly didn't. Wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if Hamilton got hot towards the end of this season. And, I mean, you'd love to have him begin performing right in time for the playoffs, which really aren't too far away.
DeLuca, an all-star, as is Andrew Dashbach, hitting .305, but leading the way with 4 home runs, 18 runs, 16 RBIs. First pitch, a breaking ball that breaks late, misses.
It's crazy to think, but game 29, game 30 for the Whitecaps. There's only like 2 weeks left of the regular season.
Well, today's July 14th. We end on August 2nd, I believe.
Yep.
Then an off day, the 3rd, and the 4th playoff start. It is right around the corner. We've flown through the season. Ashford leads off first, 1 out, home half of the first, the 1-0. Runner goes, check swing, gets away from Donovan, and a stolen base. They will call dash for the swing, so 1-1 the count. With 1 out, bottom of the first, and now the Red Sox a runner on second.
It just seems like the time goes faster and faster as the season goes on, right? We get the All-Star game, Fenway Day on Monday, more just exciting events that'll only speed things up.
And then we head to Hartford,
right.
Just not this coming Tuesday, but the following Tuesday, the 24th. The 1-1 from Manis. Fastball misses inside, 2 balls and a strike behind here on the All-Star Andrew Dashbach. Will be starting at first base for the Eastern All-Star team. That game on Sunday, the 22nd at White House Field. The Harwich Mariners hosting that. 2-1. Breaking ball, falls low and away. 3 balls and a strike, Dash ahead of the count. Red Sox threatening here. Home half of the first inning. Still no score, though, on a gorgeous Saturday evening in South Yarmouth. Manis sets, first base side of the rubber. Kicks the 3-1. Breaking ball falls in on the outer third for a strike.
It's a great approach from Manis on 3-1 because you can't really give Dashbach a fastball anywhere near the plate behind in the count. Decides to go breaking ball, and it works.
Ashford on second started out the game with a squirt single into right field for Whitey's offense. Payoff pitch is fought off, grounded foul third base side. We'll do it one more time here with just an out. Brandon Pelter with Dana Gray. YD trying to make it 3 straight. The Whitecaps trying to win 2. Just 7 wins this season for Brewster. But now a team that only finds themselves 4 points behind Orleans in the East. Ashford gets a quick start at second. Manis turns around, but steps off, and Ashford scurries back to the bag. He might have turned an ankle a bit there.
Yeah, he stopped and started real quick, maybe a third of the way between second and third base. Luckily enough, Grammis, the second baseman, wasn't paying attention. That could have been very close to a pickoff.
Ashford will stay in there at second base. Payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Breaking ball in the inner third. Gets Dashbach for the second out.
It seems to be the approach that pitchers are taking against Andrew now, is they've kind of seen the scouting report on him a bit more, is feeding him off speed inside. Try and force him to inside out that swing. You obviously can't leave something away from him. He'll just turn on it.
So with 2 away, Reese Albert up. Cooled off a bit, but still hitting .315 for YD. Hitting from the left side. First pitch from Manis. Fastball catches the outside corner. Zach Ashford reached on a single to open up the bottom of the first. Advanced to second via the stolen base. Now 2 away. The 0-1. Off speed on the outer third. Albert thought about it, but couldn't pull the trigger.
Back-to-back pitches that there's not a whole lot you can do with. Those are tough ones to swing at for contact, kind of high and away, but they're in the strike zone.
Albert, the Florida State product, has to battle. 0-2. Swung on and in the dirt. Picked up by Donovan, and he applies the tag to retire the Sox. They strand a leadoff hit, and Zach Ashford at second base. No runs on a hit, 1 man left on base. No score through 1 here at Red Wilson Field. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Connor Grammis, the 4-man due up here to start the top of the second. No score between Brewster and YD, meeting 5 of 6 this season. Red Sox have traveled to Stony Brook Field all 3 times. So today, and final meeting of the season, will be here at Red Wilson. First pitch misses low to Grammis, hitting .231 this season. Does have 4 big flies for the Whitecaps. Kaufman winds, 1-0, is swung on, and a grounder slowly to the shortstop. Koss tries to glove it, and it shoots off the side of his glove right to David Hamilton at second, but he didn't have a play. So an E6 is how the top of the second gets started.
Kind of a casual approach there from Koss to get to that baseball, and then I think once he realized he got in the vicinity of it, he needed to pick up the pace and booted it.
So Gramis aboard to start the away half of the second, and Joe Donovan, another Michigan Wolverine, will face Kaufman, fellow Wolverine. First pitch, misses low and away. See that a bunch out here with players from the same collegiate team facing each other. Who do you think gets the advantage?
I think it's got to be the pitcher, right? Just because you know that the hitter's tendencies a little bit more.
1-0, breaking ball, called a strike.
Though, of course, conversely, the other argument is if you're a batter, you know the pitcher's favorite stuff, what he wants to do situationally. Maybe a little bit less. It's obviously not what you're paying attention to during the school year, but it definitely makes for an interesting matchup.
1-1 the count. The man at first, the pitch. Called a strikeout or third at the knees. I think what I would love to see, not I think, but I know, is a catcher facing off a pitcher that he regularly catches at school, because then they're really on the same page. Kaufman, the righty, sets at the chest. Kicks the 1-2. In the dirt. Nice stop from Bailey, sliding to his right to keep it in front. Gramis at first led off the inning, reaching via the E6. Kaufman sets. 2-2. Punched out to the second baseman Hamilton. Catches on a line. Throws to first in time. Double play. An easy one there for David Hamilton, and now 2 outs.
And most of the time with a situation like that, you say, well, guy on first base couldn't really do much of it. It was hit so hard, but I think Gramis made a huge mistake going so far off of first base. I mean, that one was right at Hamilton. Just a peek over there, and he would have seen it, would have been caught.
Brings up Brandon Martirano with 2 outs. Top of the second, first pitch, called a strike. And it wasn't even like it was scorched over to second base, just kind of off the end of the bat, a little looper.
Kaufman will take it.
That's right, 0-1. Misses low and in.
Especially after he advanced with the error. Now it just feels like a bit of a rejuvenated outing now, or at least for this inning for Kaufman.
1-1 the count. Kaufman winds the pitch. Swung on and missed into the glove of Bailey. 1-2. Kaufman back in the driver's seat. The 1-2. Swung on and on the ground, right side. Dashbach fields the first baseman and flips to Kaufman. In time to retire the side. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. Through an inning and a half, no score at Red Wilson Field. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Home half of the second, no score between YD and Brewster. The 5-man Noah Campbell leads things off, a 16-game hitting streak. Or the South Carolina Gamecock, hitting .385 for the Red Sox. Campbell, the switch hitter, batting from the left side here against the righty Manis. Winds and the first pitch. Fastball misses low.
I'd say one of the most deserving all-stars across the Cape in Campbell. That streak says it all.
The 1-0 on its way. Called a strike on the outer third.
Ton of multi-hit games, too, for Campbell. He doesn't just stop after those singles. Could smoke the double, too.
1-1. Waved at and missed. Pulled the strings on him, and 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Noah Campbell starting out the bottom of the second. Manis winds, 1-2. Breaking ball dips into the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes now the count on Campbell here. Off day yesterday for Noah, but inserted back into this lineup. Also Andrew Dashbach getting most of the game off. 2-2. Misses low. Dash came in the bottom of the 9th inning to play first base, but it was Johnny DeLuca that played the first 8 innings there, and he did a pretty good job, DeLuca, an outfielder by trade.
Perfect. He made a ton of putouts and not one hobble at all.
Payoff pitch. Swung on and driven out to deep right center field. Ammons giving chase at the wall. It's gone. A solo home run for Noah Campbell gives Whitey the lead to start out the second inning.
You talk about guys on fire. That's one way to extend the hitting streak. Campbell picking up homer number 4. Puts him in a tie with Dashbach. He's got to be careful before Noah Campbell jumps him in that category. And all of those home runs pretty much to the same part of the field. Just right center on a line.
Brings up the righty Christian Koss, another all-star, a reserve with Noah Campbell as well. First pitch. Check swing from Koss, but it's called a strike. The Red Sox, 4 all-stars in this lineup, out of a total of 9, including pitchers and reserves. Anderson to the wind, the 0-1. Swing and grounder to the right side. Gramis to his left. The second baseman fields and throws in time to retire Koss. But for Whitey, Andrew Dashbach will start at first. Noah Campbell at second base. Johnny DeLuca in right. Christian Koss and Quinn Cotton are reserves. Trent Denholm, Jensen Elliott, Ty Madrigal, and Sam Kessler are the 4 pitchers for the Red Sox as Patrick Bailey, now first pitch swinging, fouls that out of play.
I mean, it makes sense when you look at that pitching staff for the Red Sox. Pretty much just taking those best ERAs. Denholm still hasn't given up an earned run this entire year.
0-1. Swing and a 2-hopper over to the shortstop Freeman. Throws in time to retire Patrick Bailey, the second out for the Red Sox.
Madrigal, ERA just over 1. Kessler at 1.28. And these aren't guys that are just pitching few innings here and there. They're in the double digits, consistently sending batters down without giving up runs. So nod to them for sure.
Here's David Hamilton with 2 away. A run across for the Red Sox here in the bottom of the second. Leadoff solo shot from Noah Campbell to send YD out in front. First pitch swung on and in the air out of play left side. David Hamilton yesterday put some good swings on the ball. Had an infield single, but also a line out to left. Flew out. Deep ball as well. 0-1. Bunted up the third base side, foul. So no balls and 2 strikes here on Hamilton.
That contact from last night is a sign of a hitter that's on the verge of breaking out of a slump, putting good charges into balls. Now he's just got to kind of try and find the right spot.
Manis now working out of the stretch. 0-2. Misses low and away. Nobody on base for YD. Making a little adjustment here after the solo home run. The right-hander sets at the belt. Kicks 1-2. Just got a piece of it. Tipped it through the legs of Donovan to the backstop. So 1-0 lead. YD ahead of the Whitecaps. The Red Sox top team in the East, 36 points. 1-2. Misses outside. Whitecaps in the 5 spot. Last team in the East, 17 points. Just 4 behind Orleans, though. There was a time where it seemed like Brewster was surely the odd man out of the playoffs. 2-2. Misses low. 3-2 now the count here on David Hamilton, the Texas Longhorn.
There's a very reasonable chance, I'd say, especially since Brewster is heating up and Orleans is kind of tanking, that we could be looking at our first-round playoff matchup for the second straight year.
Still plenty of baseball left. Payoff pitch. Swing and on 2 chops to the second baseman, Gramis throws in time to retire the speedy David Hamilton, and that will end the second, but not before the big fly from Noah Campbell gives Whitey a 1-0 lead. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the third, 1-0. YD leads Brewster here at Red Wilson Field. Brandon Pelter with Dana Gray. Carl Kaufman still on the bump. He'll face 7, 8, 9. Allowed a base runner via the E6, but still a 0 in the hit column for the Whitecaps.
That double play kind of just another instance of ball don't lie, if you will, or the defense helping you out. Obviously inducing that ground ball to give up the base runner, but next pitch, defense goes and helps him out.
Justin Ammons, 211 hitter, steps in to the left side to face the righty Kaufman, who winds. First pitch, misses down low. Paul Palooza here at Dennis Yarmouth Regional High School today and tomorrow. So a ton of pups out at the ballpark, and just beyond the left field fence, the 1-0. Misses away. So an event that isn't related with the YD Red Sox, but to raise some money for local animal shelters and a ton of different events. Spa days for your dogs, a pool, the 2-0 is lifted into foul ground left side to shallow left field. Waddell back, and he spins, can't make the play. Looked up at Christian Koss, who might have called that ball. Instead, it lands foul.
I'll tell you what, Brandon, it's not officially connected to the YD Red Sox, but it sure affects the parking of the YD Red Sox interns.
True, although that we managed. We found
we
somehow found spots in the rather small parking lot behind the baseball field here. And we also had a visitor before first pitch. Emma, Bernice Mountain Dog, came upstairs. She was
Super
cooling
cute.
off.
Big dog, too.
Big dog, that's for sure. 2-1 is lined right back off the glove of Kaufman. He picks it up, throws on to first in time. Pulled dash into foul territory on the home plate side of the bag, but he's able to switch the feet and make the catch for out number 1.
I like what Kaufman did there, even though he got a little rattled at first. He just calmed down, realized he had some time to clean that one fieldily and get the out at first base.
So the 8-man Brandon Wolf up next. 1-0 YD leads Brewster. The first pitch. Called a strike on the inner third.
You have a dog, Brandon?
I don't. I used to, and waiting till I have my own place for another.
What kind of dog do you have?
I had a Bichon Frise, the old 0-1. Past the glove of Bailey to the backstop. 1-1 the count, but Cute little dog. Grew up for most of my young life with Stormy was the name. It was a white Bichon. The 1-1. Swung on and missed. Breaking ball sweeps outside, and Kaufman ahead of ball and 2 strikes with 1 out top of the third. How about you, Dana? Any dogs?
I didn't. My parents, both allergic to dogs and cats, so neither for me.
1-2. Misses outside a check swing, but Nick Zabelli says no swing. So 2-2 the count. Well, hypoallergenic dogs, wouldn't that do the trick?
Yeah, that's something I found out about a year ago, actually.
Okay.
Same time I started finding it a little coincidental that both of them were allergic.
2-2 misses low, and the count runs full here. 3-2 on Brandon Wolfel. My dad also hypoallergenic, so no cats for us. But the Bichon did the trick. No shedding either. Payoff pitch. Called strike 3. A breaking ball fooled Wolf. Didn't even pick the bat off his shoulders. And strikeout number 2 on the day for Kaufman. Here gives Whitey the second out in the top of the third.
So I've never been a dog guy, but actually this summer living with my host mom, she has a little white puppy, dog named Tulip, come down and sleep with me sometimes. So I'm warming to the idea of it.
The 9-man Ike Freeman due up, his first at-bat in the Whitecaps uniform. First pitch misses to him. So warming up to dogs.
Yeah. Emma was a little big.
She was
say
big.
That.
She definitely was, and she shed as well. The 1-0. Misses low and away. 2-0 the count here on the 9-man. For Kaufman, he's seen 8 hitters. 1 reached via the error, but a double play turned by the Red Sox in the second erased him. Kaufman winds the 2-0. Misses low, and it's 3-0 on the 9-man Freeman. Palooza back tomorrow till 4 o'clock here at the high school. 3-0. Misses low. A 4-pitch walk here, and Freeman aboard with 2 outs in the top of the third.
We're going to have to get TJ to pan over to the left a bit once we get to break and maybe give the fans a taste of what we're seeing. Because, there's tents galore, dogs galore. It looks like there's some pools out there.
There's a pool, and we saw it last year. Haven't seen it this year, but they had the competition to see which dog could jump out the furthest. The 1-man Dom Canzone steps up, left side, first pitch. Busts him inside, gets past the glove of Bailey to the backstop. Freeman advances on the wild pitch. He's over to second.
Maybe a cross-up between Bailey and Kaufman. And it's only the second start here for Patrick. Getting used to the signs, the signals.
Canzone grounded out to Hamilton to start out the day. 1-0. Breaking ball. Misses low and in.
6 straight balls for Kaufman here, and that'll bring out Wanders to chat with him a bit. And I would assume just tell him to pound the strike zone like he was for the first 8 hitters against the Whitecaps.
Especially with 2 outs here in the top of the third inning. 1-0 lead for YD thanks to Noah Campbell, the solo home run to start out the second inning. That home run number 4 of the season for Campbell. One of 9 All-Stars for the Red Sox. Canzone taps the plate now. Swings the bat head out over the plate and brings it back to the shoulder. Throw over to second base. But nothing doing. Freeman dives back in safely. Flag blowing toward the left field line. Out over the scoreboard in left field. Trees moving in the breeze a bit. The 2-0. Breaking ball called a strike on the outer third. Two outs, top of the third inning. Kaufman now steps off. So Palooza today and tomorrow will be in Chatham tomorrow to face the Anglers. That'll be a late start to that one.
It's a big matchup, too. 1 versus 2nd in the East. A couple of teams that have beat up on each other each once.
As it stands right now, the Red Sox 6 points ahead, so that'd be 3 wins. Kaufman sets at the chest, kicks the 2-1. Misses low and away, 3-1 the count here on Dom Canzone. Chatham and Harwich playing tonight at White House Field. Harwich sitting just 3 points behind the Anglers in 3rd place in the East. Orleans is in 4th with 21 points, and these Whitecaps in 5th. 3-1, breaking ball clips the inside corner. A full count here with 2 away in the top of the 3rd.
It's crazy to think, but there's a decent chance that the Red Sox, after they took first place a few weeks ago, might just keep it for the rest of the season the way they're playing.
Canzone calls for time, steps out of the left side. Underway between the Mariners and Anglers in the top of the 1st. Chatham at the plate. Kaufman, the righty, sets first base side of the rubber. 3-2 is swung on and lifted out of play left side.
There was some miscommunication there between Carl and Christian over at short because Kaufman started delivering that baseball and Koss was all the way just standing on second base. If that was poked anywhere to the left side, it would have gone into the outfield.
Count remains full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the 3rd. And Freeman at second base. Kaufman sets, payoff pitch. Called strike 3. Off speed, hits the outside corner. Kaufman collects strikeout number 3 and works out of a little trouble here in the 3rd. No runs, no hits, 1 man left on base through 2.5. YD leads Brewster 1-0. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. One nothing the lead for the Red Sox over the Whitecaps here at Red Wilson Field. Brandon Pelter with Dana Gray and Luke Waddell, the 9-man, to lead things off for the Red Sox here in the home half of the 3rd. Just 2 hits for YD. That was Zach Ashford who led the game off with a single poke through the right side, and Noah Campbell the solo home run. First pitch to Waddell, fouls it out of play. Connor Manis out on the bump, making his start here for the Whitecaps. 0-1. Poked the third base side foul. Manis from Indiana making start number 1 for Brewster, 3rd appearance. The 0-2. Swing and a ball lifted down the left field line. Martirano giving chase, lays out, and that one lands just about a foot foul. An ugly dive from Martirano, who essentially face planted there, and I think that ball might have caught him as well.
I thought that had a chance to fall in for a base hit. Third base umpire Doug Isham calling it foul, but boy, was that close, and especially with the body of Martirano kind of covering where that ball landed, that's a tough call to make.
I think it was the right call from this vantage point. Looked about a foot foul outside of that left field line. The count 0-2 here on Waddell. The pitch. Swing and a chopper up the third base side. Foul one more time. Protection hack there from Luke.
The thing I'll say about Waddell is, although he might not be the best pure hitter in this lineup, he always puts up a battle. Doesn't strike out a lot, doesn't strike out easily, especially uncharacteristic for a 9-man.
0-2. Lifted out of play. Waddell out of Georgia Tech, hitting 195 for the Red Sox right now. Was here to start out the season with YD. Actually was with Harwich. And after a scrimmage or two, Pick was still in need of an infielder. 0-2. Checks his swing. He went around, but the ball gets away from Donovan up the third base side, and Waddell is aboard.
Donovan's really frustrated with himself behind home plate. He tried to pick that baseball up twice from the ground, just right in front of him, and I guess kind of heard the footsteps, of you will, of Waddell going down the line, felt that pressure, and couldn't get it.
And a heads-up play by Waddell. Checked his swing, wasn't sure if he went, but he took off. And Sam Finn also appealed immediately down to the third base umpire, Doug Isham, who said he went. But Waddell aboard after a dropped third strike. Now Zach Ashford up 1-for-1. Poked a single through the right side to start out the YD offense. First pitch is swung on and lifted into left field. Martirano comes in and makes the catch for the first out.
Another hit and run put in action by Scott Pickler. Smart play, too, because if that one dunks in, Waddell might have had a chance at going to third, or at least it breaks up that double play. We just see that so much this season.
Here's Johnny DeLuca hitting from the left side again. Flew out to center field. Now he's got a man aboard with Waddell at first base, Justin out home half of the third. Manis from the stretch. The righty sets, and the first pitch. Best ball misses away. Waddell 2 swipe bags so far this season. Leads off first. Manis sets at the belt. 1-0. Breaking ball misses low and in.
That's a great weapon to have now that we've seen DeLuca play over at first base. An instance maybe you want to give Dashbach a spot at DH, but keep them both in the lineup. Now you know you can go to that.
Throw over to first. Waddell back in with a head first slide.
I mean, there's just so many bats that are producing at the moment for the Red Sox. It's tough to get them all in the lineup on the same day.
Manis sets 2-0 rather. Off speed misses outside. 3-0 the count on Johnny DeLuca. Scoreboard reads 2-0, and Sam Finn with the left hand actually put it behind his back and showed a 3 to the press box. 3-0. Down Main Street, called a strike. I got a kick out of that. Doesn't seem like you did.
Who's on scoreboard today? It's got to be one of the media team interns.
I think, don't quote me here, but I think it's Max Brill, who actually wrote a terrific story this morning. 3-1 is swung on and grounded through the hole on the right side into right field. Waddell advances a base. It's first and second with one away, but Max writing a great story on the YD bullpen, which you can find on the YD Red Sox website. You can also follow Max at MetsFanMax on Twitter.
I wonder what baseball team he likes. That was a great read, though.
It was, and it was
really
about
cool.
All the fun that the YD bullpen has, led by Braden Fink and Sam Kessler.
And a lot of it concerning the guy at the plate right now.
Andrew Dashbach, the last time he hit a home run, the YD bullpen raised the bench that they sit on. First pitch, swung on and chopped foul third base side.
Well, what's crazy reading that article is Dashbach said to the bullpen, apparently the morning of that game, hey, I'm going to try and hit one out for you today. And then
he got the job done.
Look at that.
That was Thursday against the Orleans Firebirds in the 8th inning. Waddell leads off second, DeLuca off of first. One out, bottom three, the 0-1. Up and in on Dashbach Flag waves out over the fence at Red Wilson Field towards left field. Manis, the righty, sets at the belt. 1-1. Fouled away. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count here on Dashbach. Struck out swinging in his first at-bat.
It was a good approach from Manis in that first plate appearance against Dash. Trying to run him inside. I wouldn't be surprised if he did something similar here.
DeLuca off of first, not being held on. Waddell, same off second. 1-1 is swung on and grounded through the whole left side. Waddell gets the wave. Ball bobbled by Martirano in left field. 2-0. Whitey extends the lead here in the bottom of the third.
Not your typical Andrew Dashbach RBI, but you'll take it nonetheless. And just that extra amount of pressure put on Martirano. Now that's the second time in just this inning when a Whitecaps player has just had trouble picking up the baseball. And it's costly as it's allowed Waddell to get on base and then come around to score.
So an RBI single for Andrew Dashbach, team leading 17th RBI, and still runners on first and second. Now Reese Albert up with just 1 away. First pitch, called a strike on the inside corner. Luke Waddell led off the inning, reached on a drop third strike. Advanced to second with a Johnny DeLuca single and came around to score. Taking 2 bags on an Andrew Dashbach RBI single. So the 0-1 misses down low. Albert also struck out swinging. That to end the first inning. Hitting .309 here for YD. Top offense on the Cape. Manis out of Indiana sets first base side of the rubber. 0-1. Swung on and missed. Pulled the strings on Albert.
It seems like the approach that pitchers are taking against Reese lately. Tough day at the plate yesterday and striking out every time on off-speed offerings.
DeLuca off of second. Dashbach off first. 1-2 the count on Albert. The pitch. Breaking ball falls low. Red Sox with a run across each of the last 2 innings. 2-0 they lead Brewster. Throw over to second, and DeLuca just back in safely. Freeman held on to the ball for a moment, now just tossed it back to Manis.
That was a good play, especially the location of that throw from Manis. Basically threw it at the bag, allowing Freeman an easy tag.
Freeman, the righty, peers in, now comes set. 2-2. Struck out looking there. Paints the outside corner. Albert down on strikes for the second time today and looked just fooled up there at that pitch.
Yeah, that caught a lot of the plate. Albert looked pretty uncomfortable throughout that entire at-bat.
Noah Campbell now up, 2 men on, 2 outs, and a 2-0 lead for YD over Brewster. Campbell first time up, the solo home run to right center field. Big fly, number 4 for the Gamecock. First pitch. Fastball called a strike. DeLuca single to right. He's on second. Dashbach at RBI single to left. Stands on first. 0-1. Swung on and on a rope. 1 hop to the second baseman. Gramis throws in time to retire Campbell, but not before the Red Sox tack on another run on 2 hits, 2 men left on base. It's 2-0. YD leads Brewster through 3. You're listening to YD Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Through 3 at Red Wilson Field, a 2-0 lead. YD over Brewster, and the two-man Cam Eden to lead things off for the Whitecaps here in the top of the 4th. Brandon Pelter. And a guest joins us back on the broadcast, Jacob Jordan, scouting liaison for the Red Sox. Carl Kaufman has looked good so far. 3 innings pitched, no runs, and no hits. First pitch swung on and missed by Eden.
Yeah, it's a great pitch, and thanks for having me.
Hey, it's always a good time to have you on the broadcast. We have a lot of fun, right?
Absolutely. I love doing it.
Kaufman working from the windup, the right-hander from Michigan, the 0-1. Misses outside. So talked about Paul Palooza a lot today. And our guest, Emma, the Bernese Mountain Dog that came in. We had a lot of fun with her. Dana was talking about he's just kind of warming up to dogs a bit.
Yeah, that's a questionable call by Dana.
The 1-1. Swung on and missed, and it's 1-2 here on Eden to start out the top of the 4th. I thought Emma was beautiful. We had a lot of fun with her playing around.
I did too, and she was great, really friendly. Just an awesome dog, but, Dana just couldn't get warmed up in time.
1-2 the count here on Eden to start out the top of the 4th. Kaufman winds with the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Breaking ball inside, and Eden just fooled.
Absolutely. Got in on the hands there, and there was not much Eden could do right there to defend himself, so a great pitch by Kaufman.
Strikeout number 4 for Carl, bouncing back after pitching just 2/3 of an inning, giving up 5 runs and 4 hits. That was against Brewster just a few weeks ago. Jesse Franklin, the 3-man, steps in, struck out swinging, and a Michigan teammate with Carl. The first pitch. Breaking ball misses low. So did you have an opportunity to check out Paul Palooza, Jake?
I did not, but when I was by the gate out near the parking lot, I did get to pet a couple of very good dogs, so that made up for it.
1-0, misses outside. That sounds like a pretty good deal over there. We might have to come early tomorrow because they're back again, even though we're at Chatham. It starts in the morning.
Yeah, I hear there's a pool involved too, so definitely have to check that out.
2-0 is swung on and missed. And 2 balls and a strike here on the 3-man Franklin. And you also are going to be a dog daddy, right?
Absolutely. I just found out 2 days ago that I myself will be getting a puppy.
2-1 in the dirt. You have to tell us all about it. What kind of dog?
It is a golden doodle, and just opened his eyes yesterday. They sent me a picture this morning, the breeder in Tennessee, so I'm really excited.
We might have to put that up on Twitter or something. I don't know. You haven't even showed me the picture of the pup. 3-1. Swung on a grounder right back up the middle, but cost the shortstop, shaded over, makes the play for the second out here in the top of the 4th.
Yeah, it was a great play by Koss. He's just a reliable infielder. Really lucky to have him this year on the YD team.
And Koss has slowly but surely worked the batting average up over 300. Kind of struggled to start the season at the plate.
Absolutely, and now he's an all-star, so shout out to Christian Koss for really turning it up these past few weeks.
Finished the regular season last year with YD, leading the way, hitting .308 with the squad. First pitch to Gramis, up and in. I caught a piece of him. He's down in a squatting position. And the athletic trainers to take a look at him here in the top of the 4th. He seems all right, making his way, or starting to, up the first base side. Gramis is all right. Trainers want to take a look at him. We'll take a quick break here in the top of the 4th. So Gramis hit by a pitch here with 2 outs in the 4th. Hit him up high. He's good, though. He'll stay in this game to first base now, and it's Joe Donovan up, lined into a double play in his first at-bat in the 2nd. Kaufman now working from the stretch. Sets at the chest, kicks in the first pitch. Called a strike, of fastball in the outside corner. So how did you go about finding the Golden Doodle?
The internet, lots of research. My dad he has a golden doodle now. He actually was looking at this breeder that I'm buying from, and
0-1 swung on and missed.
And so that's how I came across them. I looked, and they actually have a litter coming up next month when I'll be back in Georgia before I head to school. So I will be going to get my little boy.
Do you have a name yet?
I do not. Couple thoughts, but nothing in stone yet.
Well, what are you thinking about? 0-2 misses outside.
I kind of wanted to incorporate something, because he's from Tennessee. He's a Tennessee dog, so maybe like a Rocky, a Smokey. Smokey really wouldn't fit. He's a golden color.
Okay.
So, we're still playing with things, but that's where my mind's headed.
Well, it couldn't be like a Volunteer, one of the Vols, right? That wouldn't work if you go to LSU. 1-2, swung on, fouled, grounded third base side.
I would never think to name my dog Vol or Volunteer.
What about some kind of music name built in? Because, Tennessee, especially Nashville, so much music root in there. Anything like that cross your mind?
A little bit. I'm a big country music fan, so we'll definitely take a look at that coming up.
Gramus off of first, 1-2. Check swing, dropped by Bailey, and a swing for strike 3 from Joe Donovan. Carl Kaufman with 5 strikeouts through 4 innings pitched through 3.5. 2-0. YD leads Brewster. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Home half of the fourth, 2-0. YD leads Brewster. Brandon Pelter with Jacob Jordan. Christian Koss will start out the bottom half of this inning. Connor Manis still on the bump for Brewster, and he hasn't pitched poorly, but his team's losing right now. 2 runs on 4 hits and an error for the Red Sox. The Whitecaps, no runs and no hits thus far.
Yeah, absolutely, and when you're playing against a team like YD with such an explosive offense, holding him to 2 runs, he's really doing his job out there.
Christian Koss 0 for 1 today with a ground out. 2 for 3 day yesterday. And a 4-game hitting streak going as well for the All-Star. Manis working back to the windup. First pitch. Misses outside. So we left off the last half inning on dog names. What have you got going right now?
I'm thinking about Carter because I'm from Cartersville, Georgia, so that's also a thought. Love my hometown.
The 1-0 misses low. I like it. I think that's a cute dog name, and it's also not one that's you'll see everywhere. It's kind of genuine.
Absolutely. Good meaning behind it. So Carter will definitely be in probably the final 4 list of names that we come up with.
2-0. Call the strike on the inner third. 2-1 here on Koss to lead off the bottom of the fourth. So how many do you have going through your mind right now if you're getting down to a final 4?
We're not close. There's probably 8 to 10 that swirl around at any given moment in the day that I'm thinking of. So
2-1. Misses outside. I'll have to think of some names. Maybe we'll make like a bracket, almost a March Madness type tournament, pit them against each other, and that's how we can do it. 3-1 the count. And in and up high on Christian Koss. He walks to lead off the bottom of the fourth.
Yeah, I like the bracket idea. I think that'd be a good way to knock out a few options and then really narrow it down. Anyone that has any ideas, please tweet the YD account because I need help.
At YD_Red Sox, I'm sure our beat writers and social media team will be a little confused why they're getting random names thrown at them, but it's fine.
They'll figure it out because I have not been silent about getting a new puppy.
Patrick Bailey up with a man aboard in the fourth. First pitch misses low to the NC State product, ACC Freshman of the Year. Still looking for his first hit in the Red Sox uniform.
Yeah, watching his BP the past few times, I've been really excited to see him come out and play the rest of the year. He's going to be a force by the end of the season for this YD team.
1-0, low and in. Bailey, the open stance, hitting from the left side, comes in about as close as you can get to the plate.
Yeah, but like I was saying, Patrick Bailey, really strong freshman year, and he's young, too. He's got a long way to go, so he's really going to be a good player by the time his draft year rolls around.
Koss off of first. No outs, bottom four. 2-0. YD the lead. The 2-0 is swung on and driven in the air to deep right field. Canzone running back at the wall, and that one is off the base of the wall. Koss around second. He'll stop at third, and a double is how Patrick Bailey collects his first YD hit.
Absolutely, and there's some of that power. He can show it off from both sides of the plate, and arguably, I think if the wind was blowing out to right instead of left, that ball would have been gone by a few feet.
I agree with you, and there you can tell the Whitecaps, the road team here, Canzone, just didn't really know where he was up against the fence.
Yeah, no warning track out here at Red Wilson, so you don't feel a different texture change when you're running. You really need to throw your arm out and get a feel for where the fence is before you go up to make a play.
So with the Red Sox up 2 runs and 2 men in scoring position, the infield now comes up for David Hamilton. Still no outs in the bottom of the fourth. First pitch swung on, and this one lifted to right center field. Canzone over to his right, makes the catch. Koss tags, as does Bailey. The throw cut off by the shortstop Freeman. And a run comes in to score 3-0. Be the sac fly RBI from Hamilton, and Bailey over to third.
Absolutely, and that is a very routine play for David Hamilton. He actually, I think it was finished top 2 in the NCAA in sac flies. So nothing he's not used to doing down there for the Longhorns.
And for a guy that is struggling a bit at the plate, hitting below 200, finding a way to get the job done and get the RBI.
Yes, for sure. Going out there in any way you can help your team, that's what you have to do. So props to him for getting the run across.
Infield stays up for the Whitecaps, down 3 runs, and Bailey on third, just an out. First pitch to Waddell, down in the dirt. Interesting, still early in this game, bottom of the fourth, and you pull the infield in. For Jamie Shevchik, just a lack of trust in the offense, a lack of confidence, I guess?
I don't know that I'd go that route, but I think definitely they're struggling.
3-0 misses low.
When someone like Kaufman having a great game today on the mound, until they get him off the mound, I don't know that they're going to have much success with the bats.
Just 3 base runners for the Whitecaps. Gramis reached on an error and hit by pitch, and Ike Freeman walked. The 2-0 to Waddell. Squares around, pulls it back. Bailey took off, and now they've got him caught. He's coming to the plate, tagged out by Donovan. And a little miscue there. Patrick Bailey thought it must have been a suicide squeeze. Waddell pulled the bunt back.
Right there in that situation, no matter how far ahead you are, that can't happen. That's a big, big miscue right there.
So now the base is empty and 2 outs. A 3-0 count on Luke Waddell. And a 3-0 lead, YD on top of Brewster. We've seen so far this season. And now Jamie Shevchik asking if Waddell attempted to bunt. That's the only thing he might be arguing right now. It sure looked like Waddell pulled it back.
For sure, and honestly, I don't know why you'd argue. I mean, you got the out at third. There's no longer a runner in scoring position.
3-0. Right down Main Street, called a strike. That confused me a little bit. I mean, that's the only thing you could have been talking about, right? 3-1 is looped into center field, dunks in for a base hit for Waddell.
Well, now it makes sense why maybe he argued.
So with 2 away, Waddell aboard at first, and Zach Ashford due up. Red Sox racking up the hits now up to 6. Yesterday, through the first 5 innings, collected 10 hits, then were silent the final 4 frames. 4-2 win for Whitey over Falmouth yesterday. Manis sets at the belt, kicks in the first pitch, called a strike on the inside corner to the lefty Ashford. 1 for 2 today is Zach. Waddell leads off of first. The 0-1 offering. Runner goes. Swung on and missed. Throw down to second. Not in time. Tag came up on the helmet of Luke Waddell and a stolen base, his 3rd of the season.
Waddell showing some speed there after getting a big base hit with 2 outs, and that's how you can really put pressure on your opponent. 2 outs, making moves and hoping to extend the inning.
YD with a run in each of the last 3 frames. They lead the Whitecaps by 3. 0-2 the count on Ashford, who calls for time. 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Manis sets 0-2. Fastball misses outside. All-Star Game players being announced this morning. Who are you most impressed by that made that All-Star squad?
Johnny DeLuca is my surprise pick. Started off a little slow, but these past few days, few games, he has been on fire.
1-2, swung on and missed, a breaking ball. Ashford swings over the top of it. The Red Sox retired here in the 4th, but not before they scratch another run across through 4 innings, 3-0. YD leads Brewster. Jacob, thanks so much for joining us. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for having me, Brandon.
You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Carl Kaufman back out for inning number 5 of work. No runs for the Whitecaps and no hits to this point. They have had 3 base runners thanks to an E6, a walk, and a hit by pitch. It's Brandon Martirano. The open stance from the right side to start out the top of the 5th. First pitch. Called a strike. Kaufman, his last time out, just lasted 2/3 of an inning against these very same Whitecaps. Gave up 5 runs and 4 hits. 0-1. Josh Smith is low and away.
He's a competitor, and I'm sure he was happy that once he saw the schedule and he knew he'd get another crack at these guys that beat him up back in that first inning.
3-0 YD leads Brewster, the 1-1. Breaking ball catches the inside corner. A ball and 2 strikes. Brandon Pelter back here with Dana Gray.
How about Jacob Jordan? Whew.
Getting better every day. He might be coming for our jobs. Kaufman winds the 1-2. In the dirt and away.
I mean, it's cool because, I like to think that you and I know the game of baseball pretty darn well as it is, but he's just got such a knack for what the players are thinking, that little extra edge, and it's great to hear on the broadcast. He's starting to get the tools down as well.
2-2. Misses inside. Now full count here on Brandon Martirano. Kaufman up to 66 pitches. Still economical here through first 4 innings. Payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Strikeout number 6 for Kaufman.
And just heating up as well throughout this outing. Nothing really crazy of contact-wise. Pretty much everything kept into the infield. No flyouts to Carl Kaufman's tab even.
Here's Justin Ammons hitting .205 here for the Whitecaps. Hit a line drive in and out of the glove of Kaufman. Then Carl just picked it up on the rubber and threw over to first for the putout. Ammons from the left side. Kaufman, the righty, winds. This one swung on and grounded routinely out to short. Koss fields it. Throws in time for out number 2.
I mean, that's crazy. Brandon, double-check your scorebook as well, but from what I'm seeing, all strikeouts, all groundouts, just the one hit by pitch. This baseball hasn't left the infield throughout 4 2/3 innings of Carl Kaufman's outing.
There was the soft line out, but that was right at David Hamilton, the shortstop, and turned into a double play. As the 8-man Brandon Wolf comes up with 2 outs, and he squibs this one over the second base bag and squirts into center field. Jam shot for Wolf, and that just found its way into the outfield. First hit of the evening here in the top of the 5th with 2 outs for Brewster.
And you can't fault Carl for that one. Induced a routine ground ball. Unfortunately, Wolf just found the right spot, pretty much the only place he could have put it, right up the middle.
That brings up the 9-man, Ike Freeman. The first hit for Brewster here today. First pitch. Misses down low.
Now you just want to see the response from Carl. Go after this guy right here. Put a statement on this outing.
3-0 YD leads Brewster. Red Sox 3 runs on 6 hits and an error. Kaufman sets in the 1-0, is swung on, and a soft chopper out to second base off the glove of Hamilton. Would have been a tough play for David. We'll see whether he gets the hit or an error.
I mean, charging all the way, that makes it more difficult, and they are surely going to give that a hit. Also, the runner Wolf going right to left in front of the eyes of Hamilton just makes it all that more difficult to complete the play.
So now runners on first and second for the Ohio State Buckeye Dom Canzone. 2 outs in the top of the 5th. A 3-run lead for YD. Meeting number 5 of 6 this season. Kaufman sets at the chest. Kicks the delivery. Swung on and chopped foul first base side. Final meeting will be Friday, July 20th. 5 o'clock start right here at Red Wilson. It's Wolf, the first hit of the game for the Whitecaps, at second. Freeman, who followed things up with an infield single, is at first. 2 outs, top of the 5th. Kaufman sets. Kicks with the 0-1 offering in the dirt to the right of Bailey. Wolf over to third base on the wild pitch, but Freeman stays put at first base.
Same sort of thing happened to Bailey that occurred with Joe Donovan a couple innings ago. Passed ball, tried to frantically pick it up. Just missed on both attempts. Now that first Whitecaps run just 90 feet away.
So runners on the corner now. 2 outs in the top of the 5th. The 1-1 count on the one-man Dom Canzone. 0 for 2 today. The pitch. This one swung on and lifted to left. Albert a few steps in and toward the line, and he makes the catch to retire. The Whitecaps, no runs. First 2 hits of the game for Brewster here in the top of the 5th, but 2 men are left on base. 3-0 YD the lead. Through 4.5, you're listening to Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Bottom of the fifth inning at Red Wilson Field. Red Sox out in front of the Whitecaps, 3-0. 2-3-4 for YD expected here to face Connor Manis in the bottom of the fifth. Dana Gray and Brandon Pelter with you on a cloudy afternoon that's turning to evening in South Yarmouth. Some sunshine earlier in the day. Temperatures around the 70s. First pitch from Manis. Misses low and away to Johnny DeLuca. 1 for 2 today. Flied out to Justin Ammons, the center fielder, back in the first inning. And singled in the third. 1-0. That right down the middle for a strike to even the count up at 1-1. 72 pitches for the righty Manis from Indiana through the first 4 innings against the Red Sox. 1-1 to DeLuca. Swings at it and golfs it out into shallow left field. Martirano's got a beat on it and will close it for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Andrew Dashbach for the third time this afternoon.
Dana, 3-0 lead here for YD, but especially with only 2 hits for Brewster, it feels like much more than that. Carl Kaufman has just been smooth sailing throughout.
Just those 2 hits coming back in the fifth inning. The top of it, both infield singles, if you will, just grounders that found their way. 1 out, Dashbach at the plate. First pitch. Off speed, he waves at it and misses. Last time up for the first baseman, the Red Sox put it through the left side of the infield. An RBI single that scored Waddell all the way from second base. 0-1 to Dashbach. Fastball stays a little bit outside to even the count up at 1-1 in the bottom of the fifth. 3-0 lead for the Red Sox. They've scored 1 in each of the last 3 frames. Held scoreless in the first. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Bottom drops out of it. Ball and 2 strikes on Dash. One of the 9 All-Stars for YD that will be taking White House Field in just about a week. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Fastball, high at eye level. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Dashbach. Connor Manis, the righty, from the wind-up deals, buries it in the dirt. That'll push the count full. No one on base and just 1 out. YD giving Carl Kaufman decent run support through the first half of this ball game. He hasn't needed much. Here's the payoff pitch to Dashbach. Fastball missing away. Ball 4. Red Sox with a base runner. Now in every single inning, they get one in Dashbach. Just the second walk for Manis.
That's what you like to see from Dash, a guy with so much power, pop in the bat, can really drive things. But he's also not afraid to hold off and take the walk. Second on the team with walks.
Just behind Zach Ashford, the leadoff man for the Red Sox today. So 1 on, 1 out. Reese Albert. First pitch, checks his swing. At a fastball that stays high. 0 for 2 today, Albert, both with strikeouts. Went down that way a couple of times last night in YD's 4-2 win over the Commodores. Righty Manis sets, deals a fastball, connects at the knees for a strike. 1-1 on Albert. Left off that all-star list for YD. One of those guys that surely had a shot at making it. He's put up some great production so far this summer. 1-1. Off speed and a cut and a miss. Once again, Albert just swinging over the top of that curveball. Got him swinging back in the third. Also struck out to end the first inning, hoping to avoid that here in the bottom of the fifth. Manis deals 1-2. Albert just swings. Oh, didn't even get a piece of it. First base occupied, so Dash will take second base legally, but another strikeout for Reese Albert. Looked like he might have nicked it, but started scrambling down the first base line.
From our vantage point, certainly looked like he got a piece of it, but certainly Sam Finn, a much better look at things, and for Reese Albert, a guy that will certainly, you would assume, get another opportunity next summer to come back out here on the Cape, just 19 years old, and he'll just be finishing up his sophomore year.
Now 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, half the K total for Manis. Here's Campbell, swings at the first pitch and puts it foul out of play to the left side. 6 strikeouts for the righty from Indiana, making his first start of the summer for the Whitecaps and keeping the rubber all the way into the 5th inning. Some action down the right field line in the Whitecaps bullpen, so this might be the last frame for the sophomore. Dash off of second, 0-1 pitch to Campbell, lets it go by, off speed, tucks low, a ball and a strike on the Gamecock. 1 for 2 day to extend that hitting streak to 17 games. Did it in a big way. Solo homer leading off the 2nd inning. That broke the score here at Red Wilson. Manis looks back at second and deals a fastball just an inch off the plate away. 2 balls and a strike on Noah Campbell. That streak up to 17. That the hitting streak in 18 straight games that he's reached base. A mainstay in this Red Sox lineup. Got the day off yesterday and surely paid off. His first plate appearance of today, he gave it a ride. Bottom of the 5th, 2 outs. 3-0 lead for the Red Sox. Dashbach on second base. He walked and now advanced. 2-1. That inside, 3 balls and a strike on Campbell. Jacksonville, Florida native. His dad's been up here on the Cape for a little while now. Noah's been putting on quite a good show for him. 3-1 pitch. Bouncer over to the second baseman. Gramis has it. Tosses over to first in time to beat Campbell and retire the side. We're through 5 full innings from Red Wilson. 3-0 lead for YD. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. To the top of the 6th we go in South Yarmouth. A 3-0 lead for the Red Sox over the Whitecaps. Second to last regular season meeting between these 2 ball clubs. 1 more to come on the 20th. Right back here at Red Wilson. Carl Kaufman back out there to toe the rubber for the Red Sox. He'll face 2, 3, 4, Eden, Franklin, and Gramis in the top of the 6th inning with some run support that's come in the first 5. Initial offering off speed that curls and stays in on the head of Eden. Had to duck out of the way. Third baseman for the Whitecaps is 0 for 2, a ground out, and one of the 6 strikeout victims of Carl Kaufman coming in the 4th. 1-0 shows bunt, makes contact, but puts it foul down the third base line. He's got great speed and looking to get on with the bunt single there. Evens the count up at a ball and a strike. Last time here at Red Wilson, Cam Eden hit 2 homers. Both of those to dead-away center. 1-0, wave at and miss. Strike 2 puts the count at 1-2. Patrick Bailey having that one get away. A pass ball back in the fifth. Put a runner on third base. And Kaufman got Dominic Canzone to fly out to left field to retire the side. 1-2 pitch. Just hacked at and fouled off to the backstop. Eden, one of the 3 All-Stars for the Whitecaps, that'll be playing at White House Field on the 22nd. Game time scheduled for 6. Home run derby to come before with some impressive bats. 2 from Chatham. Blake Sable and Spencer Torkelson. 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Eden goes down by way of the K, the 7th K for Carl Kaufman pitching into the 6th inning. What a response from the righty from Michigan. His second chance at facing the Whitecaps went just 2/3 of an inning. That first frame. And it looks like Scott Pickler is going to take the walk and take the ball away from Kaufman. And if that's the case, one of the best starts we've seen from Carl his 2 summers here with the YD Red Sox. And he'll leave with the victory in place. Get a great round of applause from the Red Wilson faithful and his teammates as well. 5 1/3 innings of scoreless baseball for Carl Kaufman. Red Sox lead it 3-0 over the Whitecaps. We'll take a break. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. One Michigan Wolverine hands the ball over to another in the top of the 6th inning. Tommy Henry, the lefty, out of Michigan, coincidentally will be facing Jesse Franklin, another guy who wears the maize and blue during the fall and the spring. With 1 out, no one on base, 3-0 lead for the Red Sox in the top of the 6th. Lefty Henry deals, connects with a strike on the outer third on Franklin. Appearance number 4 for Tommy, and first time out of the pen. He started 3 ball games for the Red Sox. 0-1 record, ERA at 4.62 through 11 2/3 innings. 0-1 pitch, cut on and roped, but foul on the ground down the right side, and quickly 0-2 on the 3-man Franklin. So teammates doing battle here in South Yarmouth, and Franklin, one of the better hitters in Ann Arbor, 327 clip, 10 homers this past season. In a hole here, 0-2. Breaking ball that trickles outside. A ball and 2 strikes. 0 for 2 day for Franklin against his other teammate in Kaufman. Also struck out swinging back in the first. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Cut on and miss. Strike 3. Advantage Henry, and there's 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. He sent his teammates packing so far, and Connor Gramis will dig in, hoping to salvage something here in this 6th inning. Back-to-back Ks for YD pitchers. First one was Carl Kaufman's 7th. It's where he exited, and now Henry faces one batter, one strikeout. Gramis at the plate takes away for ball 1. Advancing on the error to lead off the second inning, that of the shortstop Koss, and then was also hit by a pitch in the 4th inning. Lefty on righty, 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball that falls into the zone. Ball and a strike on the 4-man. Henry, another one of those returners. Only 2 pitchers to come back this summer. Both of the Michigan Wolverines from last year. 1-1 is put on the ground over to Waddell. 1 hops. He's got it. Throws a strike across the diamond in time to get Gramis and to retire the side. Whitecaps go down in order in the top of the 6th. 3-0 lead for YD. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. To the bottom of the 6th at Red Wilson Field, 3-0 lead for YD over Brewster. Taylor Williams to come in to pitch for the Whitecaps, relieving Connor Manis, who collected 6 strikeouts through 5 innings of work. Gave up 3 runs off of 6 hits. Koss to lead things off, swings at the first pitch and bounces it right up the middle. Leadoff base hit for Koss. That the All-Star Christian Koss. Red Sox already in business here in the 6th. So 1 aboard. Patrick Bailey picked up his first hit in a YD uniform back in the 4th inning. A moonshot of a double that just fell right at the bottom, at the base of that right center fence. Good contact, though, for the lefty. Goss off of first, initial offering, a fastball that misses low in the dirt. NC State Wolfpack hitter had a great spring. Just phenomenal. 321 through 54 games, including 13 long balls. 1-0 outside. 2-0 the count on Bailey. Earning ACC Freshman of the Year honors, collegiate baseball freshman All-American. So a young kid with a ton of talent getting some at-bats here on the Cape. 2-0. Fastball driven out into deep right center field. That sends Emmons back, and you can just kiss that one goodbye. A 2-run homer for Patrick Bailey. Just his second YD hit, and it's a long one. 5-0 lead for the Red Sox. Just mentioned the 13 that he had back with the Wolfpack this past season. Puts one out of here at Red Wilson, and it scores Christian Koss. So back-to-back singles off of Williams. YD doing a nice job at pouncing on the reliever early on here in the bottom of the 6th. So David Hamilton to plate. He'll take ball 1 low. Got to be a great feeling for Bailey to get these first 2 hits, both extra base hits. Next offering off speed and falls in. One count on Hamilton. He'll take a strike on the inner third. Put good bat to ball on the 4th. Sac fly. That scored a run. Koss from third. Next pitch misses away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Texas Longhorn batting from the left side against the righty Williams. 1-2. Fastball high and away. Check that full count. Sam Finn holding up the correct balls and strikes behind home plate. No outs. Payoff pitch. Dips low and inside. Ball 4. Speedy David Hamilton will take first base. That's never something you want to do as a pitcher. Put that guy on first. Might as well just give him a double or, heck, even a triple. I mean, this kid just takes stolen bases like it's his job, leading the Red Sox by a huge margin. Luke Waddell, 9-hitter for the Red Sox to dig in with no outs. First pitch on the inside corner for a strike. YD up 5-0. Thanks to that 2-run homer from Patrick Bailey, his first in a Red Sox uniform. Hamilton the lead off of first. Williams coming set, glances over his shoulder, deals the 0-1. Fastball that stays a little bit low. Ball and a strike on the 9-man Waddell. 1 for 2 today. Though reached base both times, that dropped third strike to lead off the 3rd inning. Came around to score that second Red Sox run. 1-1, cut and a miss, chasing that high and away fastball. Waddell with a ball and 2-strike count. Taylor Williams, the righty. First guy to relieve Connor Manis in his first start in a Whitecaps uniform. Went 5 solid. Toss over to first base. Waddell dirties up the Red Sox home uniform whites. Have to think that he's at least going to try and take second if the opportunity presents itself. 1-2, cut on and drilled out to left field, but it'll go foul towards the Red Sox bullpen. Waddell, another good at-bat, singled in the 4th. Swiped second base as well. Got a great jump. He was stranded, though, at the middle bag in the bottom of the 4th as Ashford struck out. He stands on deck with a runner on first. No outs. 1-2 pitch. Fought off. Waddell in the 9-hole tonight out of Georgia Tech. He's been more of a utility guy for Scott Pickler. Seen some spots over at third, even a couple opportunities at the shortstop position, mostly slotted towards the lower third of the lineup. Bringing that average close to 200 today with a 1 for 2 afternoon so far. Hoping to put David Hamilton into scoring position here with no outs. Righty Williams with other ideas, throws over. Another slide, safe, successful for Hamilton. Franklin, that first baseman, holding him on pretty closely. 1-2 pitch, Hamilton going. Slow grounder over to the third baseman. Eden has to charge, throws over to first, not in time. Everybody's safe. Hamilton would have probably taken second base easily, but now it's 2 aboard with no outs. Top of the order for the Red Sox, due up in Zach Ashford. Infield single for Luke Waddell, his second of the afternoon. He'll take first base. Hamilton over to second. Whitey in business in the bottom of the sixth inning. Already 2 runs up on the scoreboard. As all 4 Red Sox hitters to plate in the sixth have reached base. Righty on lefty matchup with Ashford at the dish. Slightly inside out stance. First pitch shows bunt, pulls it back as that fastball stays high. Ashford 1 for 3. That signature Zach Ashford moment coming in the first. Swung at the first pitch. Hard grounder through the hole. Since then, though, he's flown out and struck out swinging. That against Connor Manis to end the fourth. 2 aboard, no outs. 1-0 pitch to Ashford. Checks his swing. Doesn't matter, though. It's a called strike on the breaking ball. Hamilton off of second. Waddell off of first. Great speed for YD. 1-1. Ashford tries to bunt it, pulls it back, and it gets away. Waddell trying to take second. He is tagged out. Hamilton does advance over to third base. Kind of a stutter step approach from Luke Waddell. Waited a bit too long. And once he showed some hesitation, Donovan threw a dart to the middle bag. Waddell out by a couple of steps. So the first out of the inning comes with Ashford at the dish. One count on the leadoff man for the Red Sox. Hamilton down the third baseline. Next pitch, wave and a miss. Fastball blown by Zach. Ball in 2 strikes. Hamilton 90 feet away from the 6th Red Sox run. Would be the 3rd that would plate in the 6th inning. Ashford trying to bring him in with the infield all the way on the lip of the infield grass. 2-2 drifts inside. A payoff pitch upcoming to Ashford, 287 hitter. Still no homers. 7 runs batted in, and number 8 golden opportunity for right here in the bottom of the 6th. 5-0 ball game. YD out in front. Here's the payoff pitch from Williams. Outside, ball 4. Second free pass issued from the righty reliever in this inning. It'll put runners at the corners for the red-hot Johnny DeLuca. Oregon Duck was named to the All-Star lineup earlier today. He'll be the starter out in right field next Sunday in Harwich, Mass. Just been on an absolute tear. 1 for 3 today. Hamilton on third, Ashford at first. First pitch on the inner third for a strike against DeLuca. That single, just a bouncer up the middle in the 3rd inning, was stranded at second. Good opportunity here to expand the lead. 0-1 to DeLuca. Curveball, and it misses low and inside. Ball and a strike on Johnny. With runners at the corners, 1 away in the bottom of the 6th inning. 3 hits for YD so far in the 6th. He's played it 2. Next pitch, swing and a miss. DeLuca, a draft pick of the Twins last year in the later rounds, 39th. Elected to go back to school at Oregon, where he hit just .212. He's brought that average up here this summer. 1-2, fastball missing at the shoelaces. DeLuca lays off of it. 2 balls and 2 strikes on the 2-hitter for the Red Sox. Dashbach on deck. Clouds starting to roll over. 2-2, bounding grounder right at the first baseman. Franklin over to second for 1. That'll be the only out the Whitecaps get. Hamilton scores with ease. 6-0 Red Sox in the bottom of the sixth. An RBI for Johnny DeLuca. Franklin had to wait for that one to get to him. No play to be made other than to go and get that lead runner in Ashford. Not enough time to get the speedy DeLuca down the line, who saves a run. Williams, the righty from Xavier, 6 feet, facing Dashbach first pitch. Drifts into the opposing batter's box. Moves Jonovan left to right. 1 for 2 day for Andrew. The RBI single in the third. Just a ground ball. Found its way through the left side. Williams sets. Fires in a fastball. Well outside. 2-0. Everything away from Dashbach so far. Dash will be starting at first base in the All-Star game. 2-0, same result. In the dirt and away, 3-0 on Andrew. And it seems like these pitchers across the Cape have gotten the scouting report on the power hitter from Stanford. Can't give him a fastball anywhere near the plate. He'll just turn on it. See if he has the green light here. 3-0. Powered it right over the strike zone. 3 balls and a strike. With DeLuca on first base, 2 away in the bottom of the sixth. 6-0 lead for the Red Sox over Brewster. 3-1 pitch, waved at and missed. Williams has worked his way back in this count. 6 foot, 180 on the bump, going into his senior year at Xavier. Native of Castle Rock, Colorado. First outing here for the Whitecaps of 2018. Payoff pitch, just a little bit outside. Ball 4. Great eye, great discipline from Dashbach. Back-to-back walks earned for him. And there's 2 aboard with 2 away. And a pinch hitter coming up for the Red Sox. Quinn Cotton will replace Reese Albert, who ends the afternoon 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Uncharacteristic, tough day for the left fielder from FSU, and Jamie Shevchik makes his way across the infield towards the mound, going to the bullpen once again for Brewster as this 6th inning rolls on the other side. 6-0 lead for the Red Sox. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. bottom of the sixth continues in South Yarmouth. Already 3 runs across for the hometown YD Red Sox. Looking for more with runners at first and second. 2 outs. A pinch hitter for YD is Quinn Cotton. On to face a new pitcher for the Whitecaps, Owen Griffith, making appearance number 8 of the summer.
A 3.46 ERA, 1.0 record. Already pitched against the Red Sox once.
6-1 righty. Fires in the first pitch, and Cotton swings at it. Bounding grounder. Freeman has to wait for it. Throws across over to first. Just beats Cotton by a step. 1 pitch. And that will do it. The side's retired in the 6th inning, but not before YD doubles their lead 6-0 as we go to the top of the 7th inning. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. We're through 6 full innings at Red Wilson Field, and YD shutting out the Whitecaps so far. They lead it 6-0 as we go to the top of the 7th inning. Dana Gray joined alongside by Jacob Jordan. Lefty Tommy Henry back out for a 2nd inning of work. Relieved Carl Kaufman midway through that 6th inning. Went 5 1/3 innings, no runs, and just 2 hits. Joe Donovan to start off the 7th inning from the right side. First pitch off speed and away from Henry. So 2 Michigan Wolverines towing the rubber for the Red Sox. Teammate to teammate. They pass the ball in the 6th inning. 1-0. Curveball nabs the outer third for a strike. 1-1. Interesting to see, or surprised, Jacob, to see Henry out here in a relief position after, he made 3 starts throughout the summer. 1-1. Donovan skies it high and foul. That'll get out of play to the right side.
A little bit surprising, but I like it.
Yeah?
Yeah, honestly, he's coming out, and, it's only his 2nd inning of work. But so far, I really like what he's been able to do out of the pen. So looking forward to seeing the rest of his outing.
Facing Joe Donovan here, one of the all-stars for the Whitecaps. 3 of them filtered throughout this Brewster lineup with no outs in the 7th. 1-2 count on the catcher for Brewster. Henry begins his motion and deals, misses away. 2-2 count. Going to be fun to go to that All-Star game. Jacob, you planning to head over to Harwich in about a week?
Wouldn't miss it for the world. It's going to be a lot of great talent, a lot of scouts to watch. Should be a great day.
Home run derby as well. Should be a blast before the first pitch. 2-2. Fastball roped just foul down the first base line. I mean, there's just a ton of power throughout that home run derby. And decent dimensions at White House Field, but have to think there's going to be a ton sent out of there.
Absolutely, especially if the wind gets going out there. It's going to be a big night for all the hitters.
Guys like Torkelson, back from Team USA. He'll be featured. 2-2, fastball right at the chin level of Donovan. That pushes the count full. Be East versus West divisions. Sunday, July 22nd in Harwich. Payoff pitch. Misses away. Ball 4. Leadoff walk worked by Joe Donovan here in the top of the 7th. But before that, we're going to Fenway on Monday. I don't know about you. Obviously, being a Boston native, I'm stoked for that day. Going to be a blast to get out there. Jacob, you ever been to Fenway?
I have. Me and my dad went when I was about 14. I got to watch the game from the Monster. Got to see
Oh, no way.
It gets better. I got to see David Ortiz hit a ball on the Monster.
Oh,
It was a great night, but I'm looking forward to going back.
my jealousy is brewing over here. Martirano at the plate, swings through the first pitch with Donovan now on first base. I've been going to Fenway for pretty much all my life. Never even been up on the Monster. So maybe we'll try and sneak our way up there on Monday. I think we're supposed to stay on the field or around there, but maybe we can sneak away. 0-1 off speed and low. Evens the count up at 1-1. Is the view really as good as they say?
Absolutely. I loved it. You can see everything.
Ugh.
The atmosphere is incredible. It really is a one-of-a-kind, must-see thing.
And to see Big Poppy hit one up there as well, that's just icing on the cake. Henry working. 1-1, curveball that's laced foul down the right field line. A ball and 2 strikes on the left fielder, Brandon Martirano. Believe we go on the field at 8 a.m. on Monday or sometime in the early morning. Players getting a chance to do BP. Take infield, outfield as well on the Fenway grass. 1-2. Curveball that misses low in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That is going to be an early morning, a long drive in the morning, but it will be absolutely, totally worth it at the end of the day.
Think I'm going to head up the night before, stay in Boston. But it's going to be worth it no matter what time of day. 2-2. Grounded past a diving Dashbach into right field. DeLuca to retrieve. Quickly at that to keep Donovan at second. Be 2 aboard with no outs. Back-to-back base runners for the Whitecaps here in the 7th. You drop everything if you get a chance to go actually to Fenway Park. I mean, it's uncharted access. Well, I don't know about that. We'll have to test the limits as we go on Monday. But getting to explore my favorite ballpark, for sure. I haven't been to that many. But, I mean, just so much history.
One of the absolute staples of Major League Baseball. I was talking to Gary Wilson, the super fan, earlier, and he said it is America's favorite ballpark. And
Most beloved, yeah.
I don't think I disagree with him, even in the slightest.
Every inch and cranny. Just so much history throughout centuries now. 2 on, no outs. Justin Ammons at the plate. He'll take strike 1 off speed. How many ballparks have you been to across the majors, Jacob?
I've been to Safeco in Seattle, SunTrust and Turner Field in Atlanta.
Yep.
Of course, Fenway. And off the top of my head, I think that's all I've seen so far, but I want to see them all.
0-1, grounded, but foul right behind home plate. 0-2. Have you thought about doing one of those crazy tours of just going all 30 ballparks?
I have, and it's something I've thought about a lot, and I want to work in baseball, so getting to go to every ballpark while I'm working, that'd probably be the main dream, the main goal.
Getting to be paid to go watch baseball doesn't sound like a bad way to join the workforce at all. 0-2 count on Ammons with 2 aboard, no outs. Pitch from Henry, off speed, and Ammons lays off of it. He's 0 for 2 today with a couple of ground outs. So the Whitecaps try and fight their way back into this ball game. Well, we were talking with you earlier, or Brandon was, about Patrick Bailey. And you said that you'd watch out for him. He could catch fire. He had a double while you were on earlier, and then just an inning ago, just smoked a fastball over the right center fence for his first homer. 1-2 is spoiled foul, a ball and 2 strikes.
Like I was telling Brandon, Bailey has a very unique skill set. Not only is he a switch hitter, but he brings power from both sides of the plate. Real versatility to the offense there. And behind the plate, he's a force. I mean, he's what you look for in a catcher. He's a great receiver. He's a good athlete. He moves laterally very well. So I think for this team, he's going to be very effective.
And as you mentioned, young. A lot of room to grow for him as well. 1-2 count on Justin Ammons. Lefty Henry deals. Another fight off, turning into quite a battle here with 2 aboard. Donovan walked. Martirano singled to put runners at first and second. Darkness starting to almost fall here at Red Wilson, even though we're just across the 7 o'clock hour. It's been cloudy for most of this ball game. You'd have to think maybe if this one stays at the score line that it is, there's a chance we might only play 7, 8 innings of ball here today. 1-2 pitch from Henry. Grounded up the middle, a base hit. Ammons will reach. Around third is Donovan. He scores. Whitecaps on the board. It's 6-1 Red Sox thanks to the RBI single from Justin Ammons.
Great piece of hitting right there. And as you said that, I was just thinking in my mind how forward I would be looking to see pitchers BP, but the shutout's gone, so I guess we'll have to wait till next time.
Yeah, so tell the fans, what's that Scott Pickler tradition?
Okay, so if the pitching staff comes out, throws a shutout, then the next day, before the hitters come on the field for their BP, the pitchers come on the field and they take BP. And obviously this is a wood bat league, but they get to use metal bats. And you'd be surprised some of the power these guys show. Yes, absolutely.
Wolf at the plate, 2 aboard. Initial offering fastball that runs inside. So you watched that first time? I believe it was after a 1-0 Sox win over the Commodores back in June. So next home game at Red Wilson. That's interesting. Get to see what they can do at the plate. 1-0 from Henry is on the ground to Koss. Flips to second for 1. Over to first to Dashbach in time. 6-4-3 twin killing for YD. Quickly 2 outs. Over to third goes Martirano.
BP is such a daily thing for the hitters. It's something they're serious about. They get in there and get to work. But with the pitchers, when they get in there, it's just like a home run derby. It's who can hit it and how far. So
you watched it?
Absolutely.
Do you remember off the top of your head there were any bats that stood out to you?
There was someone that hit 3 homers back to back to back, but give me a second.
Freeman at the plate. He'll take low for ball 1. Shortstop tonight for the Whitecaps. 1 for 1 with that single via the infield back in the 5th inning. Also walked in the 3rd, so he's been perfect at the plate. 1-0 from Henry is drilled out into the gap in left center, falls in. RBI single for Ike Freeman. He's going to try and turn it into a double, thinks otherwise. Scoring is Martirano. 2 runs for the Whitecaps here in the 7th.
I do have a name for you.
Let's hear it.
Denholm.
Trent Denholm, one of the All-Stars, though I don't think for his BP work.
I think that they should have a pitcher's home run derby. I'm pitching
at
that,
White House Field.
I'm pitching that right now. What is it? A week until the event?
I believe it's a week from tomorrow. Yeah, Sunday.
Let's get it organized. This needs to be done.
I think you need to get the commissioner's email up right now. First pitch to the leadoff man, Canzone, dribbles over the head of Henry to Koss. He'll make the easy play. Touch on second to retire the side, but they get 2 runs off of Tommy Henry. It's now 6-2 Red Sox as we go to the bottom of the 7th. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Home half of the 7th inning, a 6-2 lead for the Red Sox over the Whitecaps in meeting number 5. Each team with a victory entering today. 2 ties as well, both of those at Stony Brook Field. But Red Sox out in front by 4 runs. Noah Campbell to plate from the left side against the righty. Griffith deals a fastball that misses upstairs and away. Noah, the only guy that didn't get a chance to hit back in the 6th inning. Though he's already made his mark on this ball game. Started the scoring with a solo homer. 1-0 is good for a single. Didn't hit it hard, but found the right spot on the left side. Leadoff base knock for Noah Campbell, his 2nd hit of the day.
Great hitter. Getting better. And I think he might have a future in the infield.
I think for sure. He's been spectacular at second base. Just 2 errors. And he's been a mainstay on the right side of that infield as well. That'll bring up Christian Koss. Back-to-back All-Stars featured in this YD lineup. Campbell off of first. Koss to bat from the right side with no outs in the 7th. First pitch, fastball, misses low. Maybe a bit surprised to see Christian getting the nod for the All-Star game, though when you think about everything that he brings to this squad, even though his batting average has been below 300 for most of this season, he just adds a ton to this lineup. 1-0 to Koss. He swings at it. Couple of hops to Gramis at second. Flips to second for 1. On to first just in time to beat Christian Koss. 4-6-3 double play for Brewster. Just like that, so there's 2 outs for Patrick Bailey.
Really excited. We were just talking about Patrick Bailey. Really excited to see what he can do here from the right side of the plate. And I think this could have the potential to be a big at-bat.
2 for 3 with a double and a 2-run shot in the 6th. First pitch, he lays off of upstairs. 321 at NC State in just his freshman year from Kernersville, North Carolina. 1-0, he swings at it and loops it over the head of Freeman. A base hit. Make it his 3rd of the afternoon for Patrick Bailey, and there's a man aboard with 2 outs. This guy just can't stop hitting. Once he collected that first one, he's just a triple away from the cycle.
Opposite field, easy line drive through the 6 hole, and I think that's something you're going to have to look forward to all year. Is he's not always going to go yard and be flashy, but he can, and I think he's going to be very consistent.
That'll bring up David Hamilton. Batting from the left side with Bailey off of first. Initial offering off speed for a strike. Hamilton plays his college ball at Texas. Bailey in North Carolina. Guys coming from all over here to South Yarmouth. 0-1 off speed. College strike as well. Quickly, 0-2 on Hamilton. Sacrifice fly in the 4th. Played it a run. Walked and made his way all the way over to 3rd. Back in the 6th inning. 0-2 pitch from Griffith. Just a little bit low. Half the infield was already halfway to the dugout, but the home plate umpire, Sam Finn, stays tall, calls it a ball. Bailey off of first base with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. 1-2 pitch to Hamilton. Yeah, high bounding chopper over the head of Griffith. Fielded by the second baseman Gramis, and it rolls past him. Bailey will take 3rd, Hamilton to 1st. Runners at the corners with just 2 outs.
With Hamilton's speed, any ground ball that he hits that is not routine, there's a pretty good chance that he's going to reach. His speed is outstanding.
Luke Waddell will come in. Batting from the left side with 1st and 3rd, 2 outs. Red Sox trying to respond to those 2 runs put up by Brewster in the top of the 7th. 9-hitter tonight, Waddell. 2 singles as well. Swings at the first pitch and puts a jump into it out into foul territory to the left side. Martirano ranges over and makes the snag over by the YD bullpen. A snow cone catch for the left fielder for Brewster to retire the side and strand a pair. We go to the top of the 8th inning, 6-2 lead for the Red Sox. You're listening to Whitey Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Through 7 full innings at Red Wilson Field, 6-2 lead for the Red Sox over the Whitecaps. New pitcher on the bump for Scott Pickler, the lefty, tall one at that, 6'3", 220. Mitch Taransky from Michigan State to make appearance number 8.
Taransky coming out of the pen with a 7.81 ERA in 7 games and a save, 17 strikeouts. So it'll be interesting to see how he does here.
And if you look at all of his 7 appearances, every single time, the ERA has gone down. Started out after the first one with 27 after he gave up 3 runs in an inning against Bourne. But since then, he's brought it down into the single digits. It'll be Christian Malfetta to dig in, getting his first plate appearance, replacing Canzone in the lineup. Bunch of changes here for Jamie Shevchik as we enter the top of the 8th inning. Dana Gray and Jacob Jordan with you here. What's turning into a cloudy evening in South Yarmouth. Red Sox hoping to pick up points number 37 and 38. Malfetta takes strike 1 off speed to begin his first at-bat. Now, Jacob, you go to school at LSU. You're from Georgia. So LSU, that's Louisiana, correct?
Correct.
Just to be sure. Cape Cod, does it seem like a foreign land to you, or have you gotten used to it yet?
I'm used to it for sure, but there are some differences, notable differences.
Like what? Like what?
The food's different. Accents are different. I know my accent is definitely different.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But everyone's been nice. That's one thing that I think is common.
Pitch to Malfetta. Takes it low for ball 1. 1-1.
Landscape for sure. At LSU, of course, we're about an hour from the water, but here at any given moment you're 5 minutes from the water.
That's true.
That's one thing.
1-1 pitch to Christian, swing and a miss, a ball and 2 strikes. You like going to school at LSU? Big one at that, a big SEC college campus.
I absolutely love it, and I could not imagine going to school anywhere else.
That's exactly how I feel. I'm glad that you've found your spot. Did you always think that you would be an LSU Tiger? Called strike 3 on the outer third on Malfetta. Was it always just something that was in your blood?
I think so, for sure. LSU was the only place I applied, so if I didn't get in there, we might not be sitting here together right now.
Well, in that case, I'm very glad they took you, and you have some involvement with the baseball program down there as well, which is, pretty great, especially when you think about the players that are coming in and out of that school for baseball. You get to see some great prospects day in and day out.
It's been a real treat. It's been a great experience and one of the highlights of my life so far to work at LSU.
Christopher Wright's first plate appearance of the afternoon takes low for ball one. Few guys that have made their way to the Cape this summer from LSU. Guys like Zach Hess, 1-0. Cut on and hit hard over to Dashbach. Down to a knee, bobbles it at first, but Taransky covering will make the out. Not as conventional as you'd like to see, but a put out nonetheless, and there's two away.
Yeah, you mentioned Hess. Zach Hess was up here. Zach Watson was with Harwich, and Daniel Cabrera was with Bourne, but they are all three with Team USA now in Cuba.
And have you been following them at all?
I have. They've been playing well, very well. Cabrera has been standing out, playing exceptional, really. So that's going to be fun to watch this coming spring.
And it's interesting, not really a tournament with Team USA, just a bunch of friendlies, and I've heard rumors that might be changing next year. Trying to get some more actual real competition amongst those collegiate players internationally. Be interesting to see if that comes to fruition. And Gage Workman now about to dig in for his first plate appearance. And these at-bats taking a little bit longer to begin here in the eighth as it's all been substitutions from Jamie Shevchik, and that calls the home plate umpire Sam Finn over to with his little book, make sure he's got everything in order with 2 outs in the top of the eighth. 4-run lead for the Red Sox. Mitch Taransky pitching well so far. First pitch to Workman. Starts him off with an off-speed strike to get ahead in the count. ASU kid Workman, 6'4", 195. Batting from the right side. Taransky, the lefty, deals and misses in the dirt. A ball and a strike.
I really like the breaking ball that Taransky has from the left side. Very effective against these hitters.
As mentioned, every appearance has gotten a little bit better for Mitch. Lefty from MSU. Deals the 1-1. Fastball that stays a bit inside. Challenged Workman on the inner third. Whitey on its way to victory number 17. They've just been racking them up as of late. 4-2 win last night against the Commodores in Falmouth to split the series. 2-1 is inside as well. 3 balls and a strike. A lot to like from that ball game, Jacob, but none more, in my opinion, than the relief work we saw from Brady Fink.
He did an absolute incredible job. Really did himself a favor. Came out, pitched great.
3-1. Cut on and popped up high behind home plate. Bailey making a run at it. No play to be made, and the count's pushed full. And Braden with those 3 scoreless innings, I mean, he's turning into a guy that Scott Pickler can really rely on to kind of bridge the gap from your starter to Nelson.
For sure, I agree with you because he brings something that a lot of lefties don't bring, and he's up to 93 on his fastball. So that is something that really sticks out, and that's something that could carry him a long way in a baseball career.
Lefty from Oklahoma who's seen good work so far this summer. Payoff pitch is drilled but foul. Count stays at 3-2 on Gage Workman. Mentioned as its first plate appearance. Spent last summer vying for a spot on the USA Baseball U18 national team. At 276 with ASU this past season. 3-2. Popped up a mile high in foul territory over by the Brewster dugout. And a catch to be made from Patrick Bailey. 1-2-3 inning worked from Mitch Taransky. And that'll do it for the top of the eighth. We go to the bottom half. Red Sox in control, up 6-2. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. 6-2 lead for the Red Sox going into the home half of the 8th inning against the Brewster Whitecaps. Dana Gray alongside Jacob Jordan. Happy to be bringing you this ball game on a Saturday afternoon that's turned evening. Clouds rolling in, some sky peeking through, high over our heads. Looks like we might get a full ball game in. Didn't look so great about 20 or 30 minutes ago. This one's picked up the pace. Top of the order to up for YD. Zach Ashford from the left side facing Griffith, the righty. First pitch swinging, bounds it foul. Right over a nice play from Dan Jaffe, first base coach for the Red Sox. Just a stand-up guy, Jacob. Gotten to know him a little while over the past few weeks. Just a really funny character.
I don't think there's much better out there than Dan Jaffe. Great guy, great to work for. Just all-around great dude.
0-1 to Zach. Off speed, called a strike, 0-2. Jacob, let's talk about your title is MLB Scout Liaison, but you work a lot with the coaching staff as well for the Red Sox, pitchers and the hitting coach as well. 0-2, ground ball, foul down the first base line.
For sure, and this year, the first year on the Cape that blast motion was implemented, so I got to go over that with them and show them how those sensors worked and the data it could provide. And then we looked over some other things, and I print out their scouting reports for them. And it's a chance for me, too, to get to learn game preparation.
That's awesome. 0-2. Missing just inside. Ashford checks his swing, a ball and 2 strikes. So what was it, blast motion?
Blast motion.
So explain for us that maybe don't have the technicality or the understanding of that. What are we looking at? Is that sending stats to MLB? This one bounded up the middle off the glove of Griffin. Ashford aboard to lead off the bottom of the 8th. So is that just gathering a range of statistics?
So blast motion is a sensor that goes on the knob of a bat.
Okay.
And it detects different data points, so your vertical attack angle, your hand speed, things like that. And then I think the plan for blast motion is to move this into every organization and it be a developmental tool. So guys in AA and single A, they have this sensor on their bat, and it sends those data points back to the main office of the organization.
Wow. It's really, really cool. DeLuca at the plate with one aboard, no outs. First pitch, he drills this one out into the gap in left center field. It falls in. Ashford over to third. DeLuca trying to chug into second and waiting for him. Open arms is Freeman to tag him out. Ashford does get to third, though. 1 out recorded as DeLuca, I think, got a little too excited around the base paths.
Coming off the bat, that ball did look like it was going to be a double in the gap, but the outfield played it well, and they were able to cut him off at second.
Andrew Dashbach to plate here with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th, 6-2 lead for the Red Sox. So that's different than the TrackMan motion, right?
Yes.
Righty on righty. First pitch, curveball, drops in for a strike.
The way that you could really look at it is blast motion is the range of data before the bat makes contact with the ball.
Huh.
And the data that TrackMan provides is the outcome of that
The
contact.
after part. Gotcha.
Yes.
0-1 misses outside, evens the count up at a ball and a strike. So all that data is being sent to Major League Baseball?
I don't know about directly yet. In the future, I'm sure it will be. But TrackMan, they put it all in their own folders.
1-1 to Dashbach is drilled right back up the middle. RBI single for Andrew. Red Sox take a 7-2 lead, courtesy of the Smashbach RBI.
Yeah, so analytics, they're really taking over the Cape, taking over every level of baseball, I think. And I think it's something that's really going to even grow in the future.
Quinn Cotton will dig in for the second time this afternoon, replacing Reese Albert. Cotton swung at the first pitch back in the 6th inning, grounded out to short. First pitch, fastball buried in the dirt for a ball. Andrew just continues to produce in the top third of this Red Sox order. RBIs aplenty, home runs aplenty as well. 1-0 to Cotton, hangs high. Had the chance to speak with Quinn after the ball game yesterday. he's telling me a little bit about how he played in the Alaska League last summer. We were trying to think, I don't think you could pick two summer leagues that have a greater distance in between. 2-1 is spoiled high and away. And he was saying, even though it's in Alaska, you get a ton of talent out there. Maybe not the same as the Cape League, but definitely something to be reckoned with.
For sure. I have friends that have played in Alaska, and they all spoke highly of the talent and the games in the league.
2-1 to Cotton. On the ground, through the hole, on the right side. Base hit for Quinn. He's aboard. First and second with one out. Dashbach over to second base. And another pinch hitter for Whitey. Noah Campbell exits after extending the hitting streak to 17. Zach Zubia will get a shot here. Had a big sac fly yesterday against the Commodores. A bat that you think that maybe still has some life to heat up a bit towards the end of this season.
Without a doubt, I think there's some power that Zach Zubia has locked away, and when he unleashes it, I think we're all in for a big treat.
Texas boy hit .275 with 11 long balls this past season for the Longhorns. Griffith setting at the chest, deals the first pitch. Zubia checks his swing. They'll appeal down the first baseline. Nick Sibeli says no swing. And Zubia gets ahead in the count. 1-0. Koss on deck. Whitey continuing this inning, bettering the chances that we might not play a ninth. 1-0 pitch to Zubia. Breaking ball drops in to even the count up at 1-1. Owen Griffith, the third pitcher for the Whitecaps this afternoon. Manis went 5, gave up 6 runs. Williams just went 2/3, gave up none. 2 on, 1 out. 1-1 pitch to Zubia, dips low. 2 balls and a strike on Zach. We saw him hit that big fly ball about 10 days ago against these Whitecaps. Since then, bats quieted down just a little bit. Look back from Griffith. Now deals fastball away.
With as hot as the offense is for YD, you can only think that Zach Zubia will come around and join them. I mean, 16 hits tonight, that's quite a feat. You don't see that every day in every baseball game.
10 yesterday against the Commodores. But this YD lineup, the way it works, not a lot of power. Just handing the baton to the next guy. 3-1, cut on and miss. Bring up a payoff pitch. And, Jacob, you think you prefer a lineup like that with just consistent hitting from 1 through 9 as opposed to power kind of sprinkled in throughout?
I do. I think consistency is really how you can build, win after win after win like YD has, because they're consistent almost every night.
3-2 to Zubia, drilled through the hole. Dashbach is held up at third base. Bases loaded for the All-Star, Christian Koss, here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And that's a great sign for Zubia, especially a guy that's known for the pop. Just to settle for the single, does the job.
He really did a good job. He stayed within himself, didn't try to do too much, was able to advance the runners, and that's a big confidence builder, especially, if you're struggling a little bit, runners on base, 1 out, stayed out of the double play, got on, advanced. He did his job, did exactly what they wanted him to do.
Just the 6th hit of the summer for Zach Zubia, but he stands on first base. Quinn Cotton now on second. Dashbach on third with just 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. Red Sox up by 5. Koss really trying to make it difficult here. Griffith sets, deals, and Christian swings at it and puts it foul to the fencing. A chance to really open up this ball game.
He did, and if he would have got all of that ball, it looked like he was sitting on an opposite field approach, and where the right fielder's playing, you got to think that ball's rolling for a while.
Ammons, right fielder, playing shaded towards center. 0-1 to Koss. Tries to check his swing. Appeal down. Successful for Christian. A ball and a strike. 1 of 9 All-Stars for YD, the most across the Cape. UC Irvine kid who had a great summer last year with the Red Sox. Turning into another productive one here in 2018. 1-1 from Griffith. Fastball buried in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. Red Sox offense leading the Cape with a .279 collective average entering today. Best on base percentage. One of the most disciplined squads across the Cape. 2-1. Popped up high in foul territory. Ranging over is Molfetta, and he can't grab it. Just at that out-of-play line. Not even sure if he caught it. It would have been deemed legal, but gave it a try.
He did, and if you're Kosh, you're feeling lucky right now because with the bases loaded, you really don't want to add that second out off of a pop-up. You really want to get something in the outfield if you are going to get the ball in the air, something that can cause a sac fly and get another run across.
2-2 count on the Anteater Christian. 1 away, bases full of Red Sox in the bottom of the 8th inning. Long look in for Griffith at the catcher. Donovan gets the signs and readies the pitch. Here it comes. Christian well out in front of it and skies it foul. Down to a knee with that swing. We see him do it sometimes. What is that as a hitter? Is that sensing off balance or just trying to put more power into it?
I think right there he's just trying to protect, just making sure he gets good contact, seeing he can foul it off and he can get a pitch that he can hit and do some damage.
2-2. Hit hard but foul. Dashbach had to evade it. That one stayed in foul territory, though. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes on Christian. We see some hitters in the bigs do that, often with their swing. Go down to the knee. Adrian Beltre comes to mind. We've seen him jack some out of ballparks. Just then stay down on one knee in the box. Watch it fly. Base is full. 2-2. Check swing, and Koss stays alive. Great battle here from Christian. Always seems like he puts in a good at-bat no matter what.
He does. Very quality hitter. And I tell people all the time, it doesn't matter. Your average could be 200, but if you're doing damage every at-bat, having quality at-bats, then, you know, that's guys that are doing the thing for the team. They're doing their job, even though sometimes the average column doesn't show it.
Red Sox at every station. 2-2 breaking ball, and Christian lays off of it. Pushes this count full, nowhere to put him. Koss has got the average up to 309. That the same clip that he ended the summer last year with to lead the Red Sox. So that average more than worthy of an all-star appearance. Payoff pitch. Hit high into foul territory behind home plate. Donovan throws off the mask and makes the catch for the second out. Patrick Bailey will get another chance. Double, single, and a homer. Bases clearing triple, anybody? Try and pick up that cycle?
I would not complain, and I would look forward to seeing a feat like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but came into the day without a hit.
Correct.
So that would mean, first day, first hit, first everything cycle. I mean, it's unheard of.
It sure would be. Your first game to pick up that first hit. Though I'm sure Scott Pickler would just take an RBI or 2 as the Whitecaps converge on the mound. NC State freshman waiting for his chance in the bottom of the 8th inning. 7-2 lead for the Red Sox, looking to make it 3 in a row and at least take a partial share of the regular season series with the Whitecaps. 2 ties before this, a 10-12 loss for the Whitecaps, and then a 6-1 Whitecaps win a couple of days ago. They played some tight ball games. This one a bit more opened up, though, as Whitey hopped out to that 6-0 lead. Scored runs in 5 of the 8 innings so far. Consistent offense and hoping for more here. Big spot for Patrick Bailey in the bottom of the 8th. Red Sox at every station with 2 outs. Griffith, the righty, deals the first pitch. Fastball bounces in the dirt. Great job from Donovan to corral it and keep it in front of him. Junior at Clemson, Griffith is. School I'm sure you're very fond of, Jacob.
I don't mind them. There's one bad memory of Clemson I had. There was the Chick-fil-A Bowl in Atlanta, and I went, and they beat us by a field goal as time expired. So
Comes with the territory of being a sports fan. Fouls it off. Count at 1-1. Yeah, you remember the great ones, and you also remember the really, really bad nights. I'll admit there's been times I've shed tears when my favorite teams lose. Not for a while, but it happens. And those ones probably even stick with me a bit more than the big wins. 1-1 count on Bailey, 2 away. Bases loaded for the Red Sox, up by 5 runs. Owen Griffith setting at the chest. Deals. Cut and a miss from Bailey. A ball and 2 strikes.
there is a very large gap in right center field that you can only think if he were to put a little pull on the ball right now.
It's right where he hit his home run just a few innings ago. Ammons far to the right. Alejo, the center fielder, shaded to the left. A lot of grass in the outfield for Patrick Bailey to work with Dashbach on third, Cotton off of second, Zubia off of first, 2 outs. 1-2 pitch, low in the dirt, and Patrick lays off of it.
That is a great take, trying to catch him with some happy feet there, see if he can get him to bite on a ball in the dirt, but Bailey stayed patient and now moving on to another pitch.
Staying disciplined from the left side, inside-out stance. Griffith readying the 2-2 pitch. Here it is, swing and a miss. Bailey goes down frustrated with himself. He chased the high fastball, but the Red Sox do tack on a run. They lead it 7-2 as we go to the ninth. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Last licks for the Whitecaps in the top of the ninth inning. A 7-2 lead for Whitey over Brewster. As Mitch Turansky will be on to shut the door for inning number 2. Dana Gray and Jacob Jordan with you here. High above home plate at Red Wilson Field. Enjoying a nice Saturday evening in South Yarmouth. Been a fun one so far. Red Sox, consistent offensive production. Initial offering bounces here in the ninth inning from Mitch Turansky. Pitched real solid there in the 8th inning. Workman at the plate. Turansky readying. 1-0. Fastball taken right down the middle for a strike. Infield at normal depth with no outs. Wind gusting out towards left center. 1-1 pitch is on the ground. Over to Waddell, ranging to his left. He's got it. Throws over to Dashbach in time. Tell you what, Luke Liddell's been very, very solid at the hot corner this afternoon.
He is, and defensively, even when he was at short at the beginning of the season, he's always showed a knack on defense, has great instincts, great footwork, and the arm plays too. So really good fit, I think, anywhere on the left side of the infield.
That'll bring up Ray Alejo getting his first crack at the Red Sox pitching staff. Sophomore from Central Florida. First pitch, fastball misses away. 6-foot sophomore went .299 with Central Florida this past season. Batting from the right side with one out in the top of the ninth. Taransky deals, popped up, high over the fence. Ball and a strike. So Bailey strikes out swinging to end that 8th inning. But Jacob, great signs to see from the Red Sox catcher so far this afternoon.
I think that the whole coaching staff, fan base, I know me too, I'm excited for the rest of the year to what he can bring to the table. It's going to be fun to watch.
1-1. Curveball that sweeps in. This catching position has been a spot that hasn't really produced a lot of offense. Not a ton of power, but if you could get any sort of production from that position, only a bettering of the offense. 1-2. Called strike 3 on the outer third. Alejo can't believe it. Taransky picks up K number 2. And now just one out remaining from victory 17 for the Red Sox.
I have to ask you really quickly.
Let's do it.
What did you think about Johnny DeLuca on first yesterday?
I was very, very impressed. Every single putout, and there was a handful as well, probably 6 or 7. Some tough plays to be made, picked every single one, was hustling over there, communicating with the pitcher. Could be a great weapon to have. Brandon and I were talking about it. There's so many great bats in this lineup. It's tough to keep all of them in there. So if you can have some of those guys play first, wouldn't be bad as the first pitch misses to Justin Ammons. Because that way you could give Dashbach maybe the day off or at least put him at DH and still keep that bat at DeLuca. I'm assuming you liked him?
I did. I thought he did great, really showed his athleticism, and he looked comfortable the whole game. Even from the first play that he got at first, it looked like it was no big deal to him.
1-0. Skied up on the infield a mile high. Dashbach coming all the way, and it bounces. Now throw over to Hamilton. Ammons on the ground. He'll chase him down. It's a third out. Doesn't matter how it happens, but the Red Sox win it 7-2. Consistent offense, some interesting fielding at the end, but YD takes it.
Yeah, that's not the prettiest out that we've seen all day or even all season.
How do you want to score that? So the 3 for Dashbach, right? And then I guess just the 4.
3-4, but that's a
3-4.
hit. Caught on the advance.
Yeah. Nevertheless, Red Sox take it 7-2 over the Whitecaps. They improved to 2-1-2 over Brewster this season. Improved the record to 17-8-4. Pick up points 37-38. Brewster falls to 7-20-3. They'll stay right in the basement of the East for at least another few days. Jacob, nice pitching performance throughout for the Red Sox. Let's focus it on Carl Kaufman. 5 1/3 innings, his best start in the Red Sox uniform.
I agree with you 100%, and then don't discount what Tommy Henry did right behind him out of the pen. I really like him in that role. I think he played well. I think he was efficient. I think his stuff might even have played up coming out of the pen, so really great job all around by the pitching staff today. Even Taransky getting better every time, like you mentioned earlier.
And the offense sparked by the newcomer, the catcher, Patrick Bailey, a double, a 2-run homer, a single as well. Jacob, a lot to like from that catching spot now.
No doubt, and I think, like I keep saying over and over again, he is going to be fun to watch, a lot of power, a lot of consistency, great behind the plate, and he's going to be a force back there.
Him and YD will be in action tomorrow night down at Veterans Field, up Route 6, 7 o'clock first pitch from the gorgeous scene in Chatham, Mass. Will be on the air just a few minutes before then. But for now, a 7-2 victory for the Red Sox at home over the Brewster Whitecaps. They stay atop the East with points 37-38. For Brandon Belter and Jacob Jordan, I'm Dana Gray saying so long from South Yarmouth. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday night.